I'm 73 years old, and it took me 52 years to learn something simple that could have saved me decades of regret. If you're the kind of person who always says yes, then listen. I used to think being a good person meant being easy to deal with, easy to borrow from, easy to interrupt, easy to disappoint. I was proud of it. If someone needed help moving, I was there. If someone needed a ride, I was there. If someone needed money, just until Friday, I was there. If someone wanted my time, my weekend, my energy, I gave it. And I told myself a story. I told myself, that's what good people do. I told myself, this is what love looks like. I told myself, if I keep showing up, people will show up for me. But that's not how it works. People don't respect you because you're always available. They respect you when you respect yourself. It took me 52 years to understand that. And the worst part, I didn't lose my life in one big tragic moment. I lost it in 1,000 small moments where I could have said one sentence, and I didn't. Let me tell you exactly what I mean. There was a Tuesday, nothing special about it. No holiday, no birthday, no big event. Just a normal Tuesday where I was tired before the day even started. I remember waking up and seeing my phone already had messages. Hey, can you do me a quick favor? Can you stop by and pick something up? Can you call me when you get a second? And you know what I did? I answered them all like a trained dog. Sure, no problem. Of course, I'll handle it. Before I even brushed my teeth, I had already promised my day away. I drove across town for my sister. Then I stopped at a store for a neighbor. Then I took a call that lasted way too long because I didn't want to be rude. Then I went back out because someone forgot something. At some point, I realized I hadn't eaten. Not because I was disciplined. Not because I was fasting. Because I was too busy being useful. I came home late with grocery bags cutting into my fingers, and I stood in the kitchen, staring at my own sink, my own counter, my own house, and it hit me like a quiet punch. I had spent the whole day living other people's lives. I wasn't building a life. I was reacting to one. My wife walked in, looked at me, and she didn't say it angrily. She didn't yell. She didn't insult me. She just said something simple. She said, "Do you even live your own life? Or do you just respond to everyone else's?" I laughed. I actually laughed, because I didn't know what to say. And that's when I realized something ugly about myself. I had made being needed my identity, because I didn't know who I was without it. If you're listening right now and that stings a little good, that means you recognize it. Here's what it looked like for me for years. I was the friend who always listened, but never felt listened to. I was the coworker who always stayed late and got thanked with more work. I was the family member who kept the peace by swallowing everything that mattered. And I told myself I was being mature. But I wasn't being mature. I was being scared. Scared of conflict. Scared of being disliked. Scared of someone thinking I'm selfish. Scared of someone leaving. So I became the nice one. And I want you to hear this clearly. Being kind is good. Being generous is good. But being generous without boundaries is not kindness. It's fear with good manners. And fear always sends you the bill later. You know what the bill looks like. It looks like resentment. It looks like waking up irritated at people who didn't do anything wrong, except take what you kept offering. It looks like being angry at your family while still saying, sure, to them. It looks like doing favors with a smile and then talking about it in your head for hours. And if you keep doing it long enough, something worse happens. You start losing yourself. You stop knowing what you want, because you've trained yourself to want what other people want. You stop trusting your gut, because every time it speaks up, you silence it. You stop feeling like a person, and you start feeling like a service. And one day you look around, and you realize you've built a life where you're needed, but not truly known, because people don't get close to someone who never shows a real opinion. They just keep him around because he's useful. That was me. And it cost me things I can't get back. It cost me time with my kids, because I was always busy, and not busy with meaningful things, busy being available to everybody else. It cost me my health, because stress doesn't always show up as panic. Sometimes it shows up as exhaustion you ignore because someone needs you. It cost me love, because real love requires honesty, and I was so afraid of conflict that I traded honesty for quiet. I thought I was choosing peace, but I wasn't choosing peace. I was choosing delay, and delay is expensive. I remember one night, this still hurts. My son was younger then, maybe late teens, early 20s. He wanted to talk. Not about something dramatic, just talk. I was on the couch. I had my hands full with nothing important, just the TV, the phone, my own tired brain. He said something like, "Dad, can I ask you something?" And I said, without even looking up, "In a minute." He waited. I kept scrolling. I kept watching. I kept doing nothing. And after a while, he got up and left the room. I didn't chase him. I didn't say, "Come back." I didn't say, "Sorry, what is it?" Because I assumed there would be another time. That's what people like me do. We assume there's always another time. But life doesn't work that way. Sometimes that was the moment. And you miss it because you were too busy being easy. If you're thinking, okay, so what's the lesson? Here it is. This is what took me 52 years to learn. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you teach people how to treat you, and you teach yourself that your life comes last. That's the real tragedy, not that people ask. People will always ask. The tragedy is that you keep answering, even when it costs you your peace, your energy, your future. So I'm going to give you 3 lessons. Simple, not fancy. These are the things I wish I lived by when I was 21. Lesson 1: every yes is a trade. That's it. That's the whole lesson. When you say yes to something, you are trading something else. You are trading your rest, your focus, your time with your family, your mental space, your health. So before you say yes, ask yourself one question. What am I giving up? If you can't name what you're giving up, you're not choosing. You're reacting. And if you are always reacting, you are not living. Lesson 2: people respect clarity more than niceness. Most people don't hate you for saying no. They hate confusion. They hate weakness dressed up as politeness. You know what's more respectful than a fake yes? A clear no. I can't. I'm not available. I'm not comfortable with that. I won't be able to help this time. That's not rude. That's adult. What's rude is saying yes and then punishing them silently, rolling your eyes, getting cold, holding it against them. Because the truth is they didn't force you. You volunteered. Clarity feels scary the first time, but it builds real respect, fast. Lesson 3: peace that costs yourself. Respect is not peace. I avoided hard conversations for decades. I thought I was being strong. I thought I was being mature. I thought I was being the bigger person, but I wasn't being the bigger person. I was being the quieter person, and quiet doesn't solve anything. It just stores pain. Hard conversations don't disappear, they stack up, and one day you have years of unspoken truth sitting in your chest, making you bitter. That's not peace. Peace is being able to look at yourself and know, I didn't abandon me. Now listen, this part matters. I'm not telling you to become selfish. I'm not telling you to stop caring. I'm telling you to become honest. Because honest people can still be kind. The difference is, they don't set themselves on fire to keep others warm. I wasted years thinking love meant sacrifice. But there's a kind of sacrifice that is noble. And there's a kind of sacrifice that is just you being afraid. If you sacrifice your sleep, your health, your dreams, your voice, just to avoid someone being uncomfortable, that's not love. That's fear. And fear will age you. So here's what I would do if I could go back. I would still help people. But I would stop helping the same people who only show up when they need something. I would stop answering the phone out of guilt. I would stop being available as a personality. And I would start living like my time matters. Because it does. Your time is your life. Now I want to give you something practical. Not a speech. Not a quote. A simple test you can do in 10 seconds. The 10-second test, don't overthink this. Who in your life benefits the most from you not having boundaries? A name popped into your head. That's the answer. Now here's the second question. What's one sentence you need to say this week? Not a paragraph, not a long explanation. One sentence. Here are some examples. I can't do that. Not this time. I need time for myself. I'm not okay with that. I'm going home. I'm not available tonight. I'm not lending money anymore. If your stomach sticks to read that. If your stomach tightens when you read those, that's a sign. That's your body telling you you've been ignoring yourself. And look, I know it's hard. Because when you start setting boundaries, some people will act offended. Not because you became cruel, because you became inconvenient. And when someone only liked you because you were convenient, your boundary feels like betrayal to them. Let them be offended. Your job is not to be everybody's comfort. Your job is to live a life you can respect. Because one day you will be my age, and you will sit in a quiet room, maybe on a couch like this, and you'll think about your years. And I promise you something. You will not regret the times you said no to protect your peace. You will regret the times you said yes and abandoned yourself. That's the regret that sticks. I'm 73 years old, and I'm telling you this because you still have time. Don't wait for a breakdown. Don't wait until your body forces you to stop. Don't wait until someone you love is gone and you realize you spent your best years tired and distracted. Be kind. But be clear. Because in the end, the regret isn't that you upset someone. The regret is that you made your life small just to keep other people comfortable. A short pause. If this hit you, I want you to do one thing. Write in the comments, my sentence is, and finish it. Even if it's scary. Even if it's simple. And if you want more stories like this, real, honest, and hard, subscribe to the Regret Letters. Because the clock is ticking, and you still have time.